In this video, I'm going to share why I love Singapore as a Singaporean, and it's mainly because of two personal stories that I have. So my name is Haris and I am the founder of edugrow.org, where I help tutors or educationpreneurs grow their business. So I'm going to share two personal stories in a way, in a sense. Not really stories, are about my experience as well. So the two stories, the title is Financial Assistance and also Coding Bootcamp. So let me get started on the first one, which is financial assistance. So I want to share that I come from a poor family. So that's me, bald, and that's my father and my mom. Really grateful for them. And my father works as a cook, and my mom worked as a housewife taking care of me and my two other brothers. So my father earns roughly around like $2,500 per month. And the thing is that back in the days, he had to pay for a house, bills, feed my mom, me and my brothers, and also, school supplies and whatnot. So, and the thing is that in Singapore, the government has created this thing called financial assistance, where it helped, pay for our school fees and also our textbooks, which is like super important in terms of, going through the education system itself. And the thing is that I really appreciate this help from the government, because it's like, not only it helped me, but other people who are in need in terms of finances as well. And that's where I really appreciate, because I didn't have to worry about the financial things side of things, because if I did, I would probably will not be focused on, being a good student, learn, and really be someone who is able to, get a job, get a better job, to support my family, support myself even, right? So that's something that I really appreciate, because it's I feel that with the focus on education from the Singapore government, it really pushed me or helped me create a base of a level of, I would say, competence, knowledge, ability, in terms of math, science, English, maybe a bit of mother tongue here and there. And the way I speak in terms of English, it is I think it's a little bit above average if I were to go through a local education compared to other countries that I've been to as well. And that's something that I really appreciate, because the level of I think a lot of people judge people's way of education through how they speak English, in a sense, roughly. I mean, of course, that's a vague, maybe also wrong kind of judgment, but I feel that that's how I judge people in terms of their education, on how well they speak their English. And of course, intelligence is not in a way, but nowadays companies are in a way more biased towards people who can actually speak proper English, right? So I have to give thanks to the government, and that allowed me to have a proper education, and got me to where I am, because I had a good base of education, English, math, and science. So because I've heard of stories, I've met students who had financial difficulties, but the thing is that they didn't focus on the education side of things, and then they either dropped out of school and then help out with their family, and they are not as financially able or even financially successful, because they didn't have a very good foundation. And that's what I'm really appreciative of in terms of this kind of assistance for the government. And that's why I really if you give someone and support them, for me, I'm a bit more patriotic, or I really like Singapore because they helped me first, and that's something that I really appreciate. So good job. And don't cry. Okay. And then second story is the coding bootcamp story. So for those who don't know, I've gone through a coding bootcamp because I wanted to get a high paying job, and I wasn't able to go to local university. So yeah, and the thing is that I was working part-time, $1,000 per month. I didn't go through local university, and the thing is that I was poor, and I don't want to be poor again, right? And that's a good motivation for me to really push through in terms of my financial success. So how the story goes was that I went and saw this article about coding bootcamp online, and then I was like, wow, I can be a software developer earning quite a good income. But the thing is that the bootcamp costs like $10,000. It's expensive. I'm earning $1,000 a month. I don't have that kind of money. But luckily, Singapore has this thing called the Tech Immersion and Placement Program, or TIPP. And that essentially is a program to help people like me, who is like, in a way, a young adult, to transition to a career in tech. That's why it's called tech, right? So it subsidizes the bootcamps for people who will go through this. And the thing is that the bootcamp costs like $10,000, and going through this TIPP, or Tech Immersion Conversion Program, I was able to just join the bootcamp for $2,500, and that's essentially almost my savings. And after joining the bootcamp, I was able to get a software developer job, and that's something that I really appreciate, because it literally changed my life. Because I had a diploma in like psychology, and that didn't really stand out in the market. Like, I don't think I can get a high-paying job with a diploma in psychology or even a degree in psychology, right? So that's something that I really appreciate, because like the Singapore government really cares about education. They understand and know that education is something that's going to help you in terms of like your career and your salary, right? Your income potential. So that's where, like in Singapore, there's this thing called Skills Future, where they give you money that is only can be spent on courses or like the coding bootcamp itself. And that's something that like such a good focus for people like me, because they know that, you know, times has changed, right? You can no longer be doing the same thing for 10 years. Skills has changed, AI is here, and you need to be in a way adaptable to the market itself. So that's where like joining a coding bootcamp has literally made me more tech savvy. I'm able to pick up all these technologies that's happening now, AI and stuff, and it got me a lot of opportunities that I thought I could never have, right? Earning money that I didn't knew that I could earn, right? And having opportunities just because I started coding in a coding bootcamp that was subsidized by the government. So that is something that I really appreciate, and that's why I love Singapore so much, is because like they are one of the better governments out there that I really appreciate. And personally, because of two things: one is financial assistance, and two, coding bootcamp, and essentially the importance of education and upgrading the skills, right? And that's something that I think they are doing very well as well, because Singapore don't have natural resource. The only resource is humans, and the humans are the best resource to have as well. So I think that's why I love Singapore, and I think like I will always support Singapore, right? So yeah, that's it for me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down if you're a Singaporean, what do you like about Singapore? But if you're not, what do you like about Singapore as well? Maybe I want to know. That's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.